Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that you all are well and in great spirits today. I am your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, aromatherapist, author, wellness coach, credit restoration strategist. Coming on this afternoon, I'm going to have with me today. We're doing our health and wellness power hour today with Brother Sean Ali. So he will be joining us shortly. And as you come in, please share the video. Share the video. Sharing is caring. And bear with me while we bring on, let's see, where is our topic today is diabetes, insulin, and stress. Are you stressing yourself into an insulin imbalance? We're going to get into it today on that topic. So bear with me while I bring on our brother, Sean Ali, Health and Wellness of Supreme Health and Fitness. So hold on one second. Stress is the leading cause of many illnesses and sicknesses that we deal with, from diabetes to uh, compromised immunity to heart issues, high blood pressure, hypertension. Stress is like 90% the cause of most of these illnesses that we suffer with. So we definitely want to share some solutions with you today in regards to this. Hold on just a second. Let me see where Brother Sean is. Bear with me, you all. We're going to get started in just a moment. We're bringing back the Health and Wellness Power Hour by popular demand. Let's see where my guest is. So I have people that reach out to me often in regards to diabetes, hypertension, stress. So we want to come on and talk about this today and give you some holistic solutions, natural alternatives to this subject. Okay. I'm waiting for wow. All right, Brother Sean is trying to join us, so stand by, stand by. We're coming. We got to work out these technical issues. All right, one second. Yes. So you all are coming in. Leave me some comments if you can hear me okay, if the sound is okay. And while I wait for Brother Sean to join us, we're trying to work out these technical issues. So hang on, don't leave us, don't leave. I promise you it's going to be worth the wait. I promise you it's going to be worth the wait. So, the topic: diabetes, insulin, and stress. Are you stressing yourself into an insulin imbalance? The stress is the root cause of most of our illnesses. I don't, we're coming. Just let me see what's going on here. Oh, device not connected. Uh, you're good. Hmm. Okay, add to the stream. All right, there we go. There we go. Can you hear me, Brother Sean?
Yes.
Can you hear me
Assalamu
good?
alaikum. Yes, ma'am.
Walaikum salam. Hold on. For some reason, I can't hear you. Okay, there we go. I guess if I turn my volume up. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes, sir. So, dang, that was something trying to get you on here.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
asking people. Was telling our audience is gonna be worth the wait. Please don't leave us. So our topic today, yeah, our topic today, diabetes to an insulin imbalance. So let's get into it. And I was saying earlier that stress is like the leading cause of pretty much all the illnesses that we deal with. You know,
Yeah.
compromising, it definitely compromises the immune system,
Yeah.
which opens you up to whatever.
Right,
So
right,
let's
right.
get into that, Brother Sean.
Okay, where you want to start at? Ask a
Start from the
question.
beginning. So
Well,
why is stress? Let's go there. How is stress and diabetes connected? Because when we think of diabetes, we think of naturally eating too much, having too much sugar or starch,
well,
things of that nature. So explain that for those that may not understand that connection.
I mean, and it's not that they are connected, as in one of causes the other. But what we found is that what your body goes through with stress or the stress hormones, that's what we're looking at. The stress hormones, mainly
Right.
cortisol, right? You got three. The main one is cortisol, adrenaline, and neuropinephrine.
Enough.
Right. Now, the main hormone that's produced from stress is cortisol. The most dangerous is cortisol. So when we're looking at that cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So now this is what makes stress bad, or how it affects our body, because it's actually producing something. So it's
Right.
not just a thought or a worry or an idea or something unseen. It's no longer unseen. It's now producing this hormone of cortisol. Now, cortisol in its not the state of or the idea of stress is pressure being applied to get through a situation, or pressure being applied to strengthen something. So it's pressure being applied to get through a situation, or pressure being applied to strengthen something. You apply pressure to something to see its strength, but you also apply pressure when you're trying to use hydraulics. The more pressure you put, the more you can move, or the stronger that hydraulic press can operate. So when we're looking at that, a mismanagement of stress, this is when we formulate these mystical ideas.
You say mystical.
Because it's when I see something controlling something in my life but me. I walked in a dark room, and instead of me making light or walking out, I pray to God. See, that's mystical. That's mismanagement of stress. You can never get through that because you're going to stay in that dark room until you make a light or get yourself out. So if you don't do one of them two things, but you still try to do something, you create, this is that state of stress that a lot of us in. We think where we live at is my boundary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck in my neighborhood. No, you're not. We are stuck by what we can do. So instead of increasing my knowledge, instead of increasing my wisdom, I pray to God that he changes.
So using it like abracadabra.
Right. It is, and when we're looking at stress, so when we go through a stressful situation, it is pressure applied to get us through it, or pressure applied to make us strong enough to survive it. When this pressure or when this stress, you got two types of stress. You got eustress and you got distress. See, so now both of these and I'm saying this because we got to understand that the whole time cortisol is being produced in our body. So we're not losing fact of, we want to understand cortisol in diabetes because the stress is producing cortisol. You might not eat enough sugar. You might not, come on, how many, look, we got people that don't even eat and still have insulin spike. Why is your insulin spiking? Why is your insulin out of control and you're not eating? You could go on a fast and your insulin still is uncontrollable. You ain't put nothing in your mouth. See, so now it's not it's not food related. This is not what you are. You have controlled your diet. How is your insulin still out of whack?
Yeah, go into that. What is that?
That means it wasn't your diet that got your insulin out of whack. That means you didn't have that means you didn't have diabetes. They were, because cortisol. Now your body has to flush cortisol out the same way it flushes sugar out. The same way, listen now, the same way that your body flushes sugar out. That's how it gets rid of cortisol. So if you wake up and that alarm clock wakes you up, that's a state of stress. You are producing cortisol. Listen to, I want to show y'all, because this is before you eat.
Wow.
Before you even think about putting something in your body, this is what you are already doing to it. Right? So now you wake up in a state not of eustress. Now, this is good. See, when you got a child that plays with all your markers, Good.
Mhm. The ink is
Man,
gone.
what?
Mm.
This, this is good. I'm left with these colors. This,
Right.
this is good and this is bad. So eustress is preparation. That's me. So when I say stress is supposed to make something stronger or apply enough pressure to get something through it. This is eustress. So
Mhm.
I practice. So I practice my jump shot. I practice writing, my calligraphy. I practice my art skill. I practice my sewing. I practice my cooking, right? And during that practicing stage, I get nervous. I get butterflies. I get
Right.
anxious, right? But this is the good feelings. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's
Mhm.
making, I'm preparing myself to get through it. So I'm applying stress. I'm applying pressure to make myself strong to get through it and to give myself that energy I need to get through it.
Get
You feel what
through
I'm
it. Right.
saying? So now, in a state of distress, this is my same life. My same life. I'm, I'm out practicing for this shot. I missed this shot. Man, I ain't never gonna get it. I keep burning the food. I ain't never gonna cook. I keep
Right.
I fail every test I take. Man, I ain't no good student. I ain't good at nothing. So now, instead of preparing myself, I pray for somebody else to do it. Oh God, I'm ready to go take a test tomorrow. Oh Lord Jesus, oh yeah, Allah. If you're walking with me, be your humble servant. I pray that you're back. Please, sugar, sugar.
Like the
Oh my
like the
God.
information is just gonna download.
This is your brain cannot compute this. Your God put our brain together. We can use it how we want. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that our brain is created to think right.
Right.
So we can use it to go any other direction we want. And he tells us it wears on the fabric of your brain. So this right here, distress is bad. That's mystery God. Where you sit at home and wait on a mystery God. Those that
Right.
sitting at home are in a state of distress. Those that say emphatically no, I'm gonna get up. See, I'm gonna get up and go get it. That's same stress, same
Right.
cortisol, same cortisol is being produced. But this has an end date. So this is why this is good, because once you get through your objective, your body stops. Because there is no end date to distress. Somebody has to save you. See,
Mm.
you have no end to you looking for a lifeline, a life, man. Oh my God, help me. I've been there. I've been in a prison cell. And listen, outside of a coffin, there's nothing that can compare to being in a prison cell. I ain't making light of nobody else's problems, but you can't control you are literally stuck. If they don't open your door, you're not coming out. That shit there, excuse man, woo, that's something different. Cause you looking the ways to get out, then it don't take but an hour to figure out, man, I'm stuck in here.
Right.
Whew, man. So I mean, and that's this, but that can create a state of
Yes.
distress. But
Mhm.
it also, because now I know if I know I got a release date. Now I'm preparing myself. Shit, I don't care what that release date is. One day these people gotta let me go. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this prison sentence and I'm gonna create a state of eustress in my head. So I'm gonna hit the yard. Your brother, when I come home, woo! Woo! I'm trying to tell you. So I'm this personal, that's what I went through. This is life. We
Right.
look at our situations. We create the prison cell, the hell, or we create the freedom or the heaven. And when you are producing this cortisol, if you are in a state of distress, if you aren't breathing right, if you aren't getting sunlight, if you're living in a state of fear, if you're living in a state of anxiety, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know
Right.
that you are God, if you are sitting home waiting on a mystery God to bring you food, clothing, shelter, medicine, money, or any other thing that you need in your life, if you have not accepted your own and being yourself,
Yourself.
you are living in a state of distress. So when you look at
Right.
your body has to flush out quarters. It takes hours. After you stop. Once you stop that, if you finally cut this off, let's say you stop right now, it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 hours for your body to flush out this cortisol.
Right.
That's the same way, the same path that it takes for sugar. It requires insulin, your liver, your kidney, it's going through the same exact process.
Hmm.
The doctors know about this. This is cortisol stress, cortisol weight. Look up them terms. When you're eating right, see when your numbers are right and you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing, but you aren't getting the response from your body. This is why, because this is a hormone. So when you are producing it at a high abundant rate,
Level
more than what
chronic.
your body can process. Now, what
Mhm.
happens to hormones when your body can't use them? They are fat soluble. They turn into
The fat.
wow.
Wow. So we stressing ourselves into obesity.
Who leads in it?
Black women.
And we right behind y'all. Oh,
Right.
in the numbers and check this out. It's 5 out of 4 black women, 4 out of 3 black men. That's how they play with the numbers. That's the same
Four,
thing.
4 out of 5 and 3 out of 4. Yeah.
It's the same.
Right. Same thing. Right.
Y'all, if you guys cook, the women cook, and especially you looking at that number, also including the single parent household. See, we got to look at this for
Oh,
now. Women, black women. Okay, now the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches y'all to be scientists, right, in the kitchen. Okay, now understand your physical composition. You possess more fat than the man. Biologically, anatomically, I know I'm a man, but it was a man that made y'all, and we made y'all for this reason. Because we didn't want to make another one like us, a man that was hard. We made something softer. You biologically possess more fat, so you will crave.
Right.
You have to be careful when you pass that on to that young man. Hey, babe, taste this. So you got to be careful with that because your biology is craving that because you got to hold that percentage of that fat. That's your breast, your buttocks, your hips. That's natural. So when we looking at that your natural inclination for them foods, please be careful when you hand it to that male counterpart in your life, whether it's your son, your brother, your father, it doesn't matter. What makes you want that, we might like the taste of it, but what it does, if you look at how we've changed, how the man has gotten softer, we've grown breasts, we've grown buttocks, we've grown hips.
Right.
We look like you. If you are our feet, the mother is the first teacher, the first feeder.
Right.
While it came up. And that's not throwing nothing. The same thing with the man. What I crave might not be the best thing for you to eat.
Exactly.
Especially if I've been outside working all day like I'm supposed to be. You shouldn't want what I'm ready to eat.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's what, like the messenger told us about rye bread. If you don't do a very hard day's
Hard.
work, so if you didn't do that, you shouldn't. So that's the same thing with what we are, because we should eat. If we eat between 4 and 6, that's at the end of the day. So you're replacing what you use. You're not preloading.
Right. And if you haven't used much,
Then you won't eat.
you don't need much.
You don't need, but you would know what you did before you eat. Okay, boom, man. You know what? I didn't work as hard today. I know I didn't use as much, so I don't need to even need what my normal meal would be, because I didn't have a normal day.
Right.
So this is, but and that's how we control it on the food part for those that are looking, because it's not that it's the and when we say sugar, that's what you would buy at the store. Glucose, that's from fruits, vegetables.
Vegetables.
Right. That's what God gave. That's your brain needs that, your cells need it, your heart, everything in your body needs glucose. So when we are understanding diabetes, that has nothing to do with glucose. It will affect your glucose level. That's because you got the insulin is being played with. But most people that have that problem they're eating sugar, and sugar should be known as something you buy at the grocery store. So when we're looking at, are you stressing your way into this insulin problem, this diabetic problem, this obesity problem? Understand what the power of the mind has, and if we relax it. Now, if you're stuck in a state of distress, Sister Denise, what's a great way that they can instantaneously, almost instantaneously stop it?
Stop it. Inhaling eucalyptus.
How they inhale it. So I'm sitting here because I'm distressed usually in my car or in my office where I want to scratch. Right. Or so I don't have a diffuse. How can I say so I just need it right now?
Just take the top off, put a drop in your hand. Just like that. Rub your hands together. Do that a few times. And then with eucalyptus, it lowers that cortisol hormone, that level, within 22 seconds. And it's helping you breathe deeper. So eucalyptus has an affinity for the respiratory system.
Right. And that's what before we go, I really want us to understand this stress thing, man. Stress. Can you see that? I'm sorry.
Let me put my glasses back on.
Stress. We got to understand. In a state of stress, it's not just that cortisol. In a state of stress, this means that everything is turned off.
Right.
Everything. All your biological functions, they are off. Endocrine system, immune system, lymphatic system, your reproductive system, urinary, all of that is off because state of stress means an emergency. So when you say state of stress, this means an emergency. So your body goes into emergency mode. This means it can't do nothing else. It's devoted. Remember, stress is energy devoted to get you through something or to strengthen you for something. So when we're looking at stress, this is a state of emergency. Right. This means your body is shutting off everything unimportant to get you there. To your heart, it's making your heart accelerate, your breathing, it makes this is why you get tense, because your muscles move you. So it's whether look, this is fear, anger. It doesn't matter what the state of stress is. Loneliness.
Right. And it could be just all in the mind, right?
It doesn't matter
Right.
whether it's a real or not
Perceive.
perceived. If you the thing is, once you understand the signs, you can understand what state you're in and you can stop it.
Right.
See, so if you especially at the end of the day, you be feeling that tense, like, man, how my neck get sore? You don't even realize you be holding, like you be squeezing.
Exactly. Like,
Yes, like you posing at a muscle thing, like
right.
ah. But if you don't
And you
know,
don't realize it. It's
your
like,
jaw be clenched, you give yourself
eyebrows
man,
like
the
that.
neck. All I'm telling you, I'm
I catch
speaking.
myself sometimes doing it. It's like, okay,
That's how
why
I know.
you tense stuff?
Right, you're not breathing, holding your breath.
Right.
See, these things create a state of stress. These are your stressors. These are your stressors. We have to know our stressors because when you're in that state of stress, your body is producing cortisol. That's your stress hormone. And it's becoming corrosive. It's becoming damaging. It's becoming toxic. So we talk about alkaline, acidic. See, you got this thing floating in you. It's easy to produce. Because stress is your tool to get you through it.
Right.
But if I don't know I'm creating it, just imagine what we take ourselves through every day.
Wow. Every day. Like you said, from the time the alarm shocks you up, that stress, your heart beating fast.
It's damn near scared you to death.
Yeah. Blood pressure that went up just from the alarm going off.
Man.
And not to mention, for those that have to get up and go out to work, dealing with traffic and, just all of that stuff on top of it.
Right. But that's where when these systems are turned off, you're literally in a state of death. Now we're in a state. We're in a state of death, man. When these systems are turned off, we are in a state of death. This means that at any moment, you get hypertension, high blood pressure, pop a boom, stroke. We are literally, that's when now it's not up to you. See, now it's like, oh man, you feel lucky you got through the day.
Right.
But it's becoming harder for you to even get through the day. You close to the end, you're like little to no energy instead of having more an abundance of energy. Because this is letting you know you are creating distress.
What is that turned off?
No, I'm saying your systems.
Oh, yes.
They're turned off. And when that turned off means you're in a state of death. Right. And that's when your cancers develop. Your immune system is weak. It's off. So if anything gets in you, that's when you have those low white blood cell count, those low red blood cell. That's your first line of immunity. That's already floating in your system. So when we are looking at what causes our body not to be able to produce these things, what causes our body to be in these weakened state, you look at stress. Well, this is how it just impacts us on so many levels.
Right.
And if the quickest way that is known the quickest way that is known for you to stop your stress is what, Sister Denise?
Breathing, breathing.
Mm.
Just stop. Just stop.
Just stop.
Just stop and
If
breathe.
you can't, and I know I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I've been doing. I'm trying
Right.
to
But
stop now. You got the children, you got the this, you got the that, the cook. You still got it. I understand. Okay, now if you can't stop, Sister Denise, what can they do while they in motion? Show them real quick,
while
sis.
you're in motion, grab one of these essential oils, a eucalyptus, lavender, either one of those. Put a drop in your hand or just inhale it straight from the bottle. I mean, it's that simple. If you don't have time to even drop it in your hand, just inhale and exhale. Take some deep breaths. That's going to calm you, get you centered and focused and
Aromatherapy,
respond.
right?
Right. Aromatherapy.
Uh,
So
uh,
you can get that mental clarity to properly respond to the situation.
what you
Or
got? Your
you might
limbic
even
system,
realize it's just your perception that, you was looking at it the wrong way.
what's that? Your limbic
The
system and your
limbic
sales,
system and the satiety.
right? So your limbic system is where your satisfaction come from. That's how you
Right.
feel. You feel good, but that's also where you get emotionally stuck. So, and they call it emotional hijacking. So this is a real phenomenon, emotional hijacking.
Hijacking.
Listen, this is when your thought pattern gets stuck in your limbic system, in that part of your brain that produces those emotions, those
Right.
emotional reactions. So, and you get stuck there. They call it emotional hijacking because our cerebral cortex, the thinking part, that takes minutes. So when we looking at it, takes minutes for the thinking part, but your
Mhm.
emotional part is split second.
Right.
That's why you can go in so many ranges of emotions, but it's not hard to, it's quick, it's not fast to change your thinking process. Well, you gotta let me think about that for a minute. But
Right.
you can, hey, I hate you, I love you.
Right. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the teachings are so right and exact because he said, think 5 times before we speak.
And
And that
that
would
that's
kill a
to
lot of
give
that.
that emotional brain or that thinking brain a chance.
Right.
Because you can I don't like that. You ain't even heard it. You ain't even, he ain't said
Right. You heard one
I
word.
don't even,
I don't
oh,
even
that's
want to hear that.
beautiful. Like you ain't even seen it. How you know it's beautiful? Oh, I could tell. That's beautiful. Like then you get it. Ah, that ain't. Or you hated it, but then you hear it and you change your mind. So it's the emotional part. That emotion, that's quick, fast, and boom. It's designed like that. God put it. It's not malfunction. So because if you are walking and you hear what you think is a gunshot, what are you going to do?
You gonna run, duck, do
You're
right.
not going to be like, hey, what was that?
What is that?
So see, so that's design. That's a part of your reef. If you think you see a snake, whoa. See, and you get down the block, you gotta, was that a snake or a stick?
Right.
But that part saves our life. That's part of the self-preservation, so you won't overthink danger. You can
Right.
immediately get away from a danger. But when we abuse that, when we use it because we are fed a diet of these scary movies, these drama movies. You know what I mean? So we don't. I'm scared of the dark.
It's crazy.
You.
We came from darkness and scared of the dark.
So, that's a stressor. You be locked. You be stuck. Oh, I ain't going. Hey,
Right.
right. And you will not, and you will adjust your life around that. And that's not even it's literally nothing in the dark that could hurt another unless it's another person. It's definitely not an animal, a creature, or anything like that. It could be a person, but not that. But people that imagine just imagine these are the things we take ourselves through.
Mm-hmm.
But the topic is the insulin that your body has to flush cortisol out the same way it flushes out sugar. Every time you hit that stress button, it's like you pumping sugar in your body.
Wow.
So when you're eating good or not even, you going on a fast and your insulin levels, your blood sugar levels are still off, now it's time to talk to me and Sister Denise about creating a stress-free lifestyle.
Right.
Let us go through. Right. And I have
that's the key.
I have a book, sis. Healthy Me, My Plan and Contract to Health. Woo! Hey, look, this is not a novel. It's not a novel. This is a questionnaire.
A workbook.
You take a test. You take a test of your life, right? So you go through and it's questions like you go over social rejection. And these are personal. You will share it with me so we can deal with it. But these are scores. So you get the score because you got to know it covers your physical life, your mental, and your emotional. How your emotional state, and you get a chance to be honest to look at, okay, not enough leisure time, struggling to meet academic standards. Some of us so these are things that can cause emotional stressors. So we go through, you grade yourself. At the end, you get to formulate because you know where your stressors are at. So man, look, this is filled up with questions about you for you. At the end, you get to the idea so you can make a plan. At the end, it's a contract that for your plan, it's a contract with you.
Right.
Not with, so you sign it for yourself, boom. And that's my plan and contract for health. But the main thing is you have to know what your stressors are in order for us to eliminate them.
Right.
If you eliminate your stressors, you eliminate your stress. Man.
Yeah, that's powerful.
That's that's realistic though, you know?
And that's the same with creating your mental wellness.
Hold it up. Sister Denise.
Yes.
Hold it back.
Can you see it?
Up a little bit more. There you go. Okay. There you go. All right. Yep.
Writing my life. Writing your life.
Right.
Creating your mental wellness. And it has questions in here helping you overcome those emotions. You know, how you feel, what triggered it. It's a workbook. It's not just you read it and that's it. It's going to help you to go deeper, pulling the onion back on your own self.
Right.
What's the name of those books? Brother Sean, what's the name of yours again? I'm gonna type it in the chat.
Oh, A Healthy Me. my plan and contract for health.
Exactly.
Available now, Amazon. We got a whole stack over there. It's not a big book. This is one of, like I say,
Right.
it's a contract. It's a plan and contract for your health. I took it. This was a long time coming because I had to formulate all of these questions to make sure I covered as many of the stressors as I could. Because
Right.
we're born, unless you're born with it, you create it.
Exactly.
We're born with the ability to perfect. The physical body is born with the ability to perfect itself. We either take away from it or we can enhance it. If we are not growing younger, if we are not growing stronger and healthier, then we aren't enhancing it. But that's
Right.
easy. Now we can know and get out the way. Man, now this is like $8 on Amazon. I mean, for $8, you can learn
Yes.
how to kill yourself.
Right. No, I was typing this
Okay,
in
yeah.
here.
It's just
Yeah.
$8. You can learn how to not kill yourself.
Right. Now, who wouldn't want to learn that?
Hey, your doctor, listen to me. Your doctor isn't, they want to give you something. They will readily listen to me. They might hear your story, but they aren't going to tell you or try to show you how you could be stressing yourself out. They can tell you to eliminate your stress. They might even have some medications for you. Of course, they're going to have that.
Of course, they gonna have
But I'm
that.
saying this is how you control your life. I don't control it. This is my gift to you so you can know how to control your life so that you can successfully enjoy abundant life.
Abundant life.
Abundant life.
And that's the goal. That's the goal. Wow.
But I think yeah, my battery is ready to die too, sis. So
Okay, yes, we're about 47 minutes in. That was a good
oh that was a good,
exchange. Good
wow, that
exchange.
went quick.
I know, right? But yes, family, that's our goal, just to share this information with you so you can live life and live it more abundantly. So we'll be coming on more often to
Yeah,
share, what we know that can help us. All right. So, Brother Sean, it's always good.
yes, ma'am. Thank you all for tuning in. We definitely appreciate your time and energy. We
Yes.
definitely leave y'all and the greetings of peace. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.